Dobry wieczór. Tutaj William. Witajcie na sotygodniowym podsumowaniu Polski wiadomości ze mną, Williamem Murphy. Last Thursday, a meeting of the Prawo i Sprawiedliwość Parliamentary Club approved the proposal of party chairman Jarosław Kaczynski that Mateusz Morawiecki be the party's candidate for Prime Minister in the new term, that Elżbieta Witek remain Marshal of the Sejm, and that Stanisław Karczewski be the party's candidate for Marshal of the Senate. The head of the parliamentary club, Ryszard Terlecki, told reporters that work on the new cabinet is continuing, saying, "The whole process is ongoing. We need agreement, we must agree with our allies, parties that form the United Right." Meanwhile, Jarosław Kaczynski has issued an open letter, dated October 22nd, thanking voters who supported the ruling bloc for their victory in the October 13th general election. He said that, thanks to your trust, the United Right has won an absolute majority in the Sejm. The political focus is now very much on the Senate, where the government doesn't have a majority, in advance of the first meeting of the new Parliament. On Monday, the National Electoral Commission rejected 36 election protests, including 4 from Prawo i Sprawiedliwość, 1 from Platforma Obywatelska, and 1 from the Polish People's Party. Last Thursday, the Commission had issued a negative opinion on another Prawo i Sprawiedliwość protest relating to the Senate, for which the party had sought to have the results in 6 constituencies reviewed. It has argued for the recounts where it lost by a narrow margin, claiming the number of rejected ballots was much larger than the gap between the top 2 candidates. The process is for the National Electoral Commission decision to be forwarded to the Extraordinary Control and Public Affairs Chamber of the Supreme Court, on whom their opinion isn't binding. The court also takes into account the opinion of the Public Prosecutor General. By Monday, a total of 235 election protests had been submitted. On Tuesday, the Supreme Court rejected 1 of the 6 Prawo i Sprawiedliwość Senate recount requests for the 75th district comprising Katowice. Another 2 recount requests by Prawo i Sprawiedliwość were rejected by the Supreme Court on Wednesday. Newly elected senators have already received official notification of their election. Last Friday, the Rzeczpospolita Daily carried revelations concerning an alleged VAT fraud ring in the Ministry of Finance during the period Marian Banish was a top official there. He served briefly earlier this year as the Minister of Finance, before becoming President of the Supreme Audit Office, one of the top oversight posts in Poland. It's alleged that the fraud involved 5 million zlotys. Banish is already embroiled in controversy over his personal assets declaration and alleged links to underworld figures in Krakow. Last Thursday, it was confirmed that Banish has submitted a statement on his assets declaration to the Central Anti-Corruption Bureau, amid continuing indications of declining support for him within the ranks of the United Right. It's not known when the investigation by the Central Anti-Corruption Bureau into Banish will be completed. Separately, on Tuesday, the Central Anti-Corruption Bureau announced it had arrested the mayor of the Warszawa district of Włochy and a prominent property developer on suspicion of bribery. Last Friday, the disciplinary spokesperson for the Common Court judges issued a statement on the investigation into the alleged smear campaign waged against judges opposed to the government's judicial reforms, a story which emerged last August and led to the resignation of Deputy Justice Minister Łukasz Płabak. It said that the proceedings carried out so far with the questioned witnesses, including Judge Łukasz Płabak, did not reveal any factual or legal grounds to launch disciplinary inquiries or present disciplinary charges regarding the alleged misconduct. On Monday, Polish investigators flew to the scene of the 2010 Smolensk air crash to conduct a further examination of the Tupolev plane wreckage. Arguments with the Russian authorities about the terms for granting access to the wreckage and whether experts from outside Poland could participate had delayed the visit since August. Following a period of strained relations between the two countries, Israel's new ambassador to Poland, Alexander Ben-V, told Polish radio last Thursday that he aims to strengthen ties and boost economic cooperation. The ambassador noted that bilateral trade is worth about $1 billion per annum, and around 300,000 Israeli tourists visit Poland every year. President Duda has been on an official visit to the Netherlands this week, including meetings with King Willem-Alexander and Prime Minister Mark Rutte. Ceremonies took place to mark the 75th anniversary of the liberation of the Dutch city of Breda by Polish soldiers during World War II. The planets.